Welcome to sports fans. It is the MKT Show, and it is the 12th. It's Friday. You've done it the weekend, the big one. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I think I'm going to have a good weekend. Really looking forward to this weekend. If you're into the exercise thing, the weekend's nice because you can really kind of hit it hard. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. I'm MKT, by the way. Welcome to the MKT Show. I'm MKT Inspires on social media platforms, otherwise Cliff Central Sport. Friday today, of course, I will do the Friday 5. And I thought, if you're a football fan, you've obviously seen this week the big debate, who's the new kid in town. Two of the newest kids in town, of course, through to the last 8 in the Champions League. And what I wanted to talk about, because I love global sports, right? I like the whole picture. I like the business of sports, not just the fanhood of sports. I do enjoy being a fan. I always said, greatest thing is playing. Second best is coaching, right? But the third best is being a fan. So I do like that part. But I would, if I was to have $10 billion, I would love to own a sports team. So I thought I'd look at the 5 greatest youngsters that are the next people in sport. If I could sort of map out global sports, these are the 5 guys that I would make the faces of global sport. And I thought I'd do the 5 next guys. And then we'll get into the North London derby. I'll give you my first 11 there. I've kind of put an 11 together. And then I'll give you my result of what I think there. Like, share, subscribe. By the way, if you are here, please push that. If you like the content. If you don't even push anything. Don't even worry about it. This didn't even happen. It was a waste of your time. All right, should we get into it? It's Friday. You probably have better things to do. If you've left a loved one, guy or girl, to come and watch this show, first of all, start making better decisions. But I appreciate it. I love it. Let's get into it. Friday 5. So the 5 next people, right? The 5 next people that should be the face of global sports, of the sports that I think actually matter anyway. Don't really care about who the face of volleyball is. They don't generate any money. All right, at number 5, listen, he moves the needle. He's the first guy in this sport where I just want to watch for him. I actually don't care how he plays. I don't care how it goes. I just want to watch for him. He's got that X factor. Now, he's a scientist. He makes his own clubs. That's awesome. He changed his diet in the lockdown, put on like 15 kilograms. He's awesome. He's got some edge. He's one of those guys you're going to love or absolutely hate. I love him because I like a bit of needle. I like a bit of edge. I like a bit of contrarian. I like a trailblazer. He's must-see TV. And in this sport, it's almost impossible because it's actually an old man sport and it's tough. The last guy we saw was Tiger Woods. We haven't seen another figure like this because the rest of them are all church boys, right? They all want to say the right thing. They all want to try and make Tiger money. They all want to have a bank on their cap. This guy, listen, obviously comes from money. Ivy League physics guy. Bryson DeChambeau at number 5 for me should be the next. I'm not sure what's going to happen because the type of people that are in charge of golf, there's a reason golf is just stuck. Golf is stuck, right? Listen, now they're never going to be short of money. It is for the top of the tree. It's like Formula 1. Nobody watches it really. I do like watching golf. I'll just watch the majors, thanks. The other stuff, I like to see the best of the best. But golf's stuck. It's stuck. And I mean, revenues are never going to be a problem because the sport is paid for by the people who play it. And the people who play it own the banks that we shop at. But I'd make Bryson DeChambeau the face of golf. Everybody else is a snooze fest. They are all a snooze fest. He's awesome. He makes his own clubs. He's a scientist. He put on 15 kilograms and he swings out of his shoes. Bryson DeChambeau at number 5. Golf needs him, especially if the Tiger news is real. Tiger never plays again. Who's the next person? Like the thing about sport for me is here's where the Premier League and the NFL win. There are people where it's appointment television. Now, that's very rare in the modern day era, right? You think of the 90s, if you're like me, you grew up in the 90s and the noughties, before we had Netflix. Yes, that existed. Before social media, before you could clip things, before you criminals out there were pirating things, right? We had to have appointment television. If you're in South Africa, 8 o'clock, you knew. Generations. That's appointment television. What's Archie Moroka doing tonight? That is appointment television. Guy, 1997, guy called Tiger Woods came on. Sunday night, 10 o'clock, you knew where you were. Had to see him. Right? Man United, Roy Keane versus Patrick Vieira. If that was on, folks, I don't care if my mother passed away that weekend. I would miss it because I've got to watch. And I don't support Arsenal or Man United. But if it's Man United, Patrick Vieira, 90s, noughties, we knew where we were. That's very rare. That's very rare. Conor McGregor, appointment television. I don't even watch UFC. Conor's on, I'll watch. Bryson DeChambeau's on, I'll watch. Tiger Woods, the last guy who gets me to a screen purely for golf. I love him at number 5. At number 4, listen, the NFL needs to transition now. It's tough because what they've had is the arch villain. And nobody does this better than the WWE. They have what you call a baby side and a heel side. So that it's called a baby face and a heel side. The Patriots were the heel side. Belichick, the Empire, dominated, 20 years. I mean, just outrageous sort of dominance, right? But it needs to transition now. Because what's happening? Social media. Can we have a bit more fun? Tom Brady went down to Tampa Bay. I think that's shown a new side to him. That's shown a new side to the league. Now, I don't think the Patriots are going to stop winning. I think they'll be back. But Brady and that academic, rigid, business-like, it's a new time. Now, we got the new kids in town. I think this kid, he's already got the money. He comes from money. He's already got the money. He's already married. So he's settled. You don't need to worry about the other stuff. If I'm the NFL, I put all of the money behind this kid and the whole machine behind him, make him the face. He's got cool hair. He's got a cool voice. Plus, he's already won a Super Bowl. So you know that you're putting your money behind somebody who cares about the game. His parents, his father was a professional baseball player. So you've got a stud athlete already. He's married. He's settled down. So don't worry. He's all American. He's got all of that. Plus, he's won a Super Bowl already. Fantastic. Now all you have to do is put the machine behind him. You don't have to babysit him. The great thing about superstars, a lot of people don't understand, these people that go into these upper echelons, they don't get the money for their ability. We don't have to babysit you because really what we'd like to do is have a 10-year plan. Cristiano Ronaldo, we'd like to have a 10-year plan as Nike. Leo Messi, 10-year plan. That's how these brands think, and this guy's it. The NFL, probably the strongest brand throughout the pandemic on earth. I think the Premier League's a stronger brand, but Patrick Mahomes, undoubtedly at number 4 for me, is the next guy. He has to be the next guy. Because right now there's Deshaun Watson and they're talking about Lamar Jackson. Stop that in malarkey. You've got your guy. He's got the cool Kermit the Frog voice. He's got that cool hair. He's got the beautiful wife, all-American, already a Super Bowl champ. And I mean, he's just getting started. It's only season 4 coming up. Quarterbacks, they say, take about 6 or 7 seasons to really get into their stuff. Mahomes, he's cool. He's on social media. They love him in Kansas City. He's with Big Red. Andy Reid, of course, the great coach. So for me, at number 4, I just think this is the guy. And he's got to be your global face because he's cool, man. You know, sometimes in life, we all know these people. There are people who have to try and be cool. And then there are just people who are cool. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I've never, to be honest, and I'm not being funny, I've never been a cool person. And I have lots of people in my life who are just naturally cool. And I know people who try and be cool, and it's off-putting. But Mahomes, he's cool. He's dancing, he's moving, he's grooving, he's young. And I love him. He's already got a $500 million deal, by the way. Kansas City Chiefs paid him $500 million guaranteed over the next 10 years. It's insane. At number 3, listen, if you love this sport, I think maybe in the history of sport, you'll never see this again. The 3 greatest of all time all exist and played each other. You may never see that again. I mean, in football, you've got Ronaldo, Messi. There was no Pele, Maradona, right? I don't think Zidane is in that conversation. There wasn't another guy. Like, where's the third guy? But when you've got all 3, and they literally are the most successful, but they were all a bit square, right? Tennis got a bit square let's be honest, over the last decade. I mean, it went from Pete Sampras, and then it was Roger. It's square. Tennis is dry. And I just love tennis because I grew up in a tennis household. My old man, massive tennis fan, and he loved playing tennis. So I like the artistry of the sport, but it's not enough. You need the product. Tennis has gone stale. Serena tried to rescue it, but then she went square. To be honest, she became corporate, right? There was some juice at the beginning, and then when somebody pays you $100 million, like, okay, Serena, you go make your money. But she became that, right? It became very, very square. Tennis hasn't had a character probably since Goran Ivanisevic. He's the last guy where I thought, yeah, let's watch that. Let's watch the fist pumping. Tennis has felt really square for 10 years. They got a guy. Listen, at number 3, I love this guy. His social media, if you're watching in Australia, he's got the looks. You can even go Greek god with him. And he's got the name. For me, I think it's the greatest name tennis has ever had. Stefanos Tsitsipas should be the guy. I mean, look at him. Go and check out his social media. If you're not into tennis, just go and see his social media. He's with everybody. He's into acting. He's supporting guys on social media. Like he seems like the type of guy. His interviews on the go, got the looks, so you don't have to try hard, right? I think Naomi Osaka lacks the personality. I was going to say her, but she's dry toast. She's wheat bix. Right? There's no juice. I can't sell. Listen, fair enough, you're talented. I can't sell that. I mean, you remember what happened with Roger Federer. I don't know if you remember when Nike tried to put the white jacket on him to give him some juice. Roger had no juice. You can't sell Roger Federer. They put a watch on him. I mean, you're selling greatness. I mean, greatness sells itself. But there's a cap to selling Roger Federer. Right? But Tsitsipas, he's the guy. Don't worry about it. Put him on the cover of everything. Put the machine behind him and let him be the next face of tennis. Naomi Osaka has no personality. She's going to win 15 Grand Slams. No doubt. I mean, how old is she? Like 15? She's already at what, 3 or 4? She's phenomenal. But she's, like I say, she's wheat bix. Right? Dry toast, no butter, no jam. Can't sell her. You can't sell Naomi Osaka. Stefanos Tsitsipas, for me, I don't think I think he's the guy. Put him on the face of everything. Tennis needs to be rescued. At number 2, it's a sport I spoke about yesterday. It's ready to go global. Now, it's run by a bunch of stooges, a bunch of amateurs. But I think they have a guy, and I think with the American investment in the Sharks in South Africa, with the American investment with the All Blacks, this is the time. And now you have the guy. Right? The All Blacks have also been, right, listen, dry toast, wheat bix for 20 years. Richie McCaw, Daniel Carter, fantastic. But my God, a snore fest. How am I selling that? Springboks, you can't, none of them can speak. Our guys are, I mean, you're not selling that. Australia had a bit of pop, but whenever their guys have character, it's, New Zealand has the guy, and they got him now. At the peak, and now he's really, I mean, his position has just opened up in the All Blacks as well, as the captain, Kieran Reid, has retired. Folks, rugby's too local. You have the star now. Sell him. Ensure that America takes him to the world. He's got juice. He's got ability. I think he's the best loose forward in the world. RD Savea at number 2 for me is the guy who must be the face of the Southern Hemisphere at the very least. But I believe global rugby. Social media, personality, the looks. I mean, he looks like what you'd think of, the stereotypical Polynesian warrior looks like Adi Savea. What's he, 110 kilograms, and he runs like the wind. And then he's cool, and he's got the hair, and he's moving, he's grooving. I don't know if you saw last week in the Super Rugby, but his run and kick, it wasn't a try, but it was the stuff of movies. The guy's unbelievable. He's unbelievable, and he's got personality. You don't need to sell him. He's going to take care of business. It looks like he's a grown-up as well. Unlike his brother, it looks like he will be disciplined, and he loves the game. At number 2, I think a global star, ready. If rugby could just get it together, if rugby could just realize it's a product, Adi Savea is the guy I would put in front of everyone. The Americans, the Japanese, the Chinese, Adi Savea. That's a rugby player. And we're selling our sport. By the way, this is how it's done. Adi Savea has so many highlight clips over the last 10 years. It's unbelievable. He's phenomenal. That's who I'd put at number 2. At number 1, I think there's only one. He's the fastest kid or the fastest player ever to 20 goals in the Champions League. He's got everything. I mean, you saw he scored the second penalty against Sevilla, and he goes and screams in the keeper's face. And his interviews, by the way, if you haven't seen this young man's interviews afterwards, he's just Again, I think he's another guy. He's probably gonna be more heel side, if you understand wrestling analogy. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but that they are brilliant at creating antagonist protagonist. This young man is made for the big time. He will be the biggest global star once football starts taking itself seriously. He's got everything you want. He's got the Aryan sort of look. He looks like what Odin probably was dreaming about as his son. He's unbelievable at the football. He's only 20. He's brilliant, which helps, by the way. He's brilliant. I think he's the best youngster in the world. He's a generational talent. People keep talking about generational talents like they exist everywhere. Bukayo Saka is not a generational talent. So let me just make this very clear. Lionel Messi was a generational talent. Generational means you're going to be top 5 globally for 10 years. Like, there's nothing else like that exists. Bukayo Saka, I don't think is as good as Pedro Neto. And they're basically the same age. Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, I'm not sure who I'd take. But this young man is the biggest global star. He probably is leaning that way anyway. He's probably from the wrong country because out there, they don't really care about this. What they care about is technology, mining, and salmon, right? Where he's from. At number 1, it's it's Erling Braut Haaland. He is the guy. He is the guy. There's no hole in his game. Speaks English, awesome. So we don't need to worry about that. The other guys in football, I'm sorry, I can't sell Kylian Mbappe, can't speak English. Cristiano Ronaldo, what's his gift? He can speak English. I can take him to America. I can take him to China. Leo Messi, I mean, when you're that good, it doesn't matter. Greatness sells itself. And also Leo Messi, no juice. Ronaldo, really no personality either. But again, those are anomalies. Haaland is that level talent, plus the guy can speak English, plus he's got the personality. So it's not Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo where I'm going to hear the same recycled nonsense all the time. He's part of the new age, social media, and he's killing it. At number 5, Bryson DeChambeau. 4, Mahomes. 3, Tsitsipas. 2, Adi Surveyor. And I think the next biggest global star is Erling Braut Haaland, who I love. I just love him. And I think football should love him. I think Neymar now, I think we all realize, probably more hype than ability. And listen, folks, I'm sorry. Availability is the greatest ability. His injuries mean I can't make you the star of anything if you're never available. Neymar's never available. It's going to be another World Cup now. He's not playing Euros, but it's another World Cup he missed, and he wasn't ready. He missed the one in Brazil with his back. Like, I can't sell you if you're not on the field. Haaland seems to be bulletproof. So, yeah, I think also Neymar comes with some stuff off the field. I'm just thinking from in a corporate world, because that's what it is. Haaland's the guy. Just like Neymar, we're over it now. It's all a circus, and probably more hype than ability, really, because I'm not sure what he's done outside of one season with Barcelona. So, Erling Braut Haaland is who I'd have. That is my 5 guys who are the next guys. All right, let's move to this North London derby this weekend. Interesting. Whichever way it goes probably shapes the rest of both team seasons. Spurs win, they remain in the top 6 battle, maybe even top 4 if they go on a little bit of a run. Arsenal lose. Oh dear, because then it becomes, are they going to come 13th, 14th? Oh dear. All right, let me pick my first 11 and I'll give you my prediction. In goals, it's 2 terrible options. I don't like either. Neither's good. Neither's good. I don't like Lloris. I've never rated him. And Bernd Leno, I mean, he's a shot stopper, nice shot stopper. But, if I want to, I can get Alex McCarthy from Southampton if I wanted a shot stopper. I think Arsenal overpaid there. And I'm afraid in modern day football, you need somebody who can play with the feet. He's awful with the feet. His decision-making is no good. And there's 2 goals against Burnley, and you saw one against Olympiacos last night with Ceballos. Again, but Lerner's had this thing the whole time. It's just that now he's being asked to play from the back, right? He's not great with his feet. And I'm afraid if you want to be top 6, sorry, you got to be a sweeper keeper. And you saw the Leno's red card a couple of games ago. That he's nowhere. He's nowhere in there. Good shot stopper, but I can get a good shot stopper from anywhere. I need a complete goalkeeper. But either way, is both clubs have terrible keep options. But Leno's the one, right? Leno is the lesser of two terribles. At right back, again, terrible situation. I don't know why they don't play Cedric at Arsenal, but whatever. I'm not an Arsenal fan. That's why they, I guess, going to be top 15 in the league. But I think Serge Aurier he probably gives you more than he gives you more. I mean, Bellerin, get out of here. I'd just take Aurier over Cedric, just because Cedric hasn't done it at the top level enough. Like, I've seen Aurier at the top level, and I get lots of mistakes, but you do get productivity at the other end. Great athleticism, good delivery, and a cheeky goal here and there. Bellerin, centre-backs quite easy. Alderweireld and Sanchez, again, not great options. People keep telling me how good Gabriel is, but folks, Spurs and Arsenal have conceded the same amount of goals this season, and I still don't see what the hype is with Gabriel. I'm not going to buy into hype. Like, I'm watching the guy. He's mistakes galore. And don't give me he's young. By the way, if you're in the team, you're old enough. I don't want to hear young. Don't give me that. Right? So, for me, Alderweireld and Sanchez. By the way, Spurs and Arsenal have conceded the same amount of goals. I think it's 28 goals. At left back, if he wasn't so injury prone, I think he'd be in the conversation for best left back in the game in England. But he's too injury prone. And I've told you before, availability is greatest ability. But in this battle, I don't think Spurs have a left back. At left back, Kieran Tierney. Quite easy there. In the holding position, Højbjerg picks himself. The rest of the midfield, I pick Sissoko and Dombele because I don't think Arsenal have anything in there. And don't tell me about Thomas Partey. Because you know what that is? That's Arsenal fans wishing he's good. How do you know? He's always injured. Also, if Thomas Partey is so good, Arsenal are in a worse position now than they were last year. So don't tell me he's good, because these other guys were here last year, by the way. And if he's so good, they should be 6th. They should be 5th. So the Thomas Partey hype, I'm not getting it. You know, it's the wishful thinking. It's even, I said this before the season, right? With Thomas Partey. I said it was the same thing with Aubameyang. It was fishy to me. Because if Thomas Partey is that good, and I look at him and I'm going, okay, show me what it is. But people keep telling me how brilliant this guy is. Number one, the injuries for £50 million. It's got to concern you. It's got to concern you. But the other thing is, for me, the fishy part was, if he's that good, why didn't Chelsea come in? Why didn't Bayern Munich come in? Why didn't Real Madrid, Barcelona come in? Sorry, folks. I've lived in the football world before. People talk. I like Arsenal fans keep telling me, and they're trying to push it on everyone. Partey's this, Partey's that. Sorry, production, please. I'm all about production. Stop telling me about potential. Somebody I know says potential gets you fired. So Thomas Partey has done nothing to show me that he is a class act. Number one, he's never available. And when he's on, Arsenal are 10th place. The people who were here last year when they came 8th, they were here last year without Partey. Why are they worse if he's so good? I'm just telling you. They won the FA Cup without him. So is Thomas Partey actually taking Arsenal to the next level, or was it all just hype? £50 million looks like, as far as I'm concerned, folks, it's a bad buy. Folks, I'm sorry. If nobody else wanted him, why doesn't that worry Arsenal fans? For me, I think somebody knew, and the word got out, something about his injury must have existed last season. And I hear everybody keep saying he didn't get injured at Atletico Madrid. Folks, I just know the football world. People talk. There must have been concerns about him. Otherwise, the big fish would have been in. And there's a reason Partey's at Arsenal. And I think we've seen it. Injury prone, right? And where's I need more than flashes of good. Everybody's got that. But nobody in the world right now, right, is going to convince me to take Thomas Partey over the guy they've got at Leicester, the Nigerian guy. I forget what his name is. but he's better than Thomas Partey. I'm sorry. I want to see production. Don't tell me about talent or opinion. I'm not into conjecture. So my midfield, Sissoko, Højbjerg, and Ndombele, also not great. Højbjerg's great. The rest, yeah. And then up front, it's all Spurs. I think it's the trio: Bale, Kane, Son. So 2 players from Arsenal, 9 from Spurs, and I think it's a pretty easy pick. Arsenal are shambles. If Bale's on and Son are on, it's going to get ugly. I think it's going to be 4-1. 4-1 Spurs. It's going to get ugly. And then I think Monday we'll be asking some interesting questions. Ndidi, that is the guy, Ryan Ferreira. Can't tell me. You have no reason. You have no evidence to tell me Thomas Partey is better than Ndidi. Other than wishful thinking. Other than, hey, we saw him for half a season at Atletico Madrid. And then why does nobody ask this? Folks, Saul came in at Atletico Madrid. Thomas Partey, get the hell out. If he was really the guy, number one, they wouldn't have sold him. Number two, they wouldn't have bought João Felix for 108 million pounds. Slightly different positions. But if you had Thomas Partey and Saul, they wouldn't have needed João Felix. They wouldn't have needed another, what you call a catalyst in midfield. Folks, nobody's